it's been very difficult for anyone to do real deals with Iran because we're dealing with radical Shia clerics who are making theological decisions, not geopolitical ones.
Quickly grab whatever's left. It has been obliterated, as you know.
What can Iran do to avoid a U.S. attack? Trump's answer has set the tone for further U.S. buildup in the Middle East, and its forces' preparedness against Iran if the President of the United States orders it. According to Reuters' recent reports, the U.S. military is getting ready for the possibility of a sustained, week-long operation against Tehran if Trump gives the go-ahead for an attack on Iran. The development comes ahead of Trump's trusted envoys, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, negotiating with Iran on February 17th in Geneva, with Oman acting as mediator. According to Reuters' reports, the ongoing planning is more complex than before. This time, the U.S. could hit not just nuclear infrastructure, but Iranian state and security facilities, one U.S. official told Reuters. The officials also made it clear that the United States is fully prepared for Iran to fight back, which can lead to back-and-forth strikes. Meanwhile, satellite imagery showed U.S. forces at Qatar's Al Udeid base, the biggest U.S. base in the Middle East, have mounted Patriot missiles on mobile launchers amid rising tensions with Iran. Keeping the systems truck-mounted allows faster deployment or repositioning in case of a potential Iranian strike. Notably, the U.S. already have placed massive fleets in the Middle East waters, including USS Abraham Lincoln, and the Pentagon sent additional aircraft carriers with thousands more troops and guided missile destroyers for a possible war with Iran. On the potential prolonged U.S. operation against Iran, White House spokesperson affirmed that Trump has kept all options on the table.
President Trump has all options on the table with regard to Iran. He listens to a variety of perspectives on any given issue, but makes the final decision based on what is best for our country and national security.
After a military event on February 13th, Trump suggested that regime change in Iran might be the best thing that could happen.
It seems like that would be the best thing that could happen. For 47 years, they've been talking and talking and talking. In the meantime, we've lost a lot of lives while they talk, and legs blown off, arms blown off, faces blown off. It's been going on for a long time, so let's see what happens. In the meantime, we have tremendous power has arrived, and additional power, as you know, and other carriers going out shortly. So we'll see it out. If we could get it settled for once and for all, that would be good. What?
Who would you want to take over?
I don't want to talk about that.
Mr. President, have you spoken
There
to
are people.
Secretary Duffy since Wednesday?
No, he's doing a great job.
You said inside that the rated nuclear sites have been totally obliterated. What's left to go after?
Well, you could get whatever the dust is down there. That's really the least of the mission. If we do it, that would be the least of the mission. But we, probably grab whatever's left. It has been obliterated, as you know.
Would you protect anything less than zero nuclear enrichment?
We don't want any enrichment.
Mr. President.
We don't want enrichment.
Iran's Revolutionary Guards Navy conducted drills in the Strait of Hormuz on February 16th to test combat readiness ahead of renewed nuclear talks with the U.S.-Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi met the UN's nuclear watchdog, IAEA chief, in Geneva ahead of renewed U.S.-Iran nuclear talks. Earlier, on February 12th, Israeli PM Netanyahu met friend Donald Trump in Washington for a meeting focused mainly on Iran, where he expressed skepticism about any deal unless it addresses nuclear activity, ballistic missiles, and Iranian proxies.
I have just finished a short but important visit to Washington in a conversation with our great friend, President Trump. Between us, there is a very close, very genuine, and very open relationship. Of course, the talks focused on several topics, but essentially on the negotiations with Iran. The president believes that the Iranians have already learned who they are dealing with. He thinks that the conditions he is creating, combined with the fact that they certainly understand that they made a mistake last time by not making an agreement, could lead to the conditions for achieving a good agreement. He wants to hear my opinion. I won't hide from you that I brought a general skepticism regarding the quality of any agreement with Iran, but I said that if an agreement is indeed reached, it must include the elements that are very important to us from Israel's perspective. In my opinion, it's not just Israel, that is, it's not just the nuclear issue, it's also the ballistic missiles and also the Iranian proxies. That was the gist of the conversation, I would say, although of course it also touched on Gaza and the surrounding area, as well as on general or other matters. In any case, it was another conversation with a tremendous friend of the State of Israel, the likes of whom there has never been.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has cast doubts on the possibility of a deal with Iran, not just once, but multiple times.
I'm not going to talk about attacks on Iran or anything of that nature because the president's made clear he prefers diplomacy and an outcome of negotiated settlement. Now, we're dealing with radical Shia clerics. Okay, we're dealing with people who make geopolitical decisions on the basis of pure theology, and it's a complicated thing. I mean, no one's ever been able to do a successful deal with Iran, but we're going to try. Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be traveling. I think they're traveling right now to have important meetings, and we'll see how that turns out. And we'll always comply with the applicable laws of the United States in terms of involving Congress in any decisions. But right now, we're not talking about any of that. We are postured in the region for one simple reason, and that is that we understand that there could be threats to our forces in the region. We've seen them be threatened in the past, and we want to make sure that we have sufficient capacity to defend them if, God forbid, that were to happen. We'll follow whatever the law is on it, and it depends on the circumstance that will lead to it. But right now, we're talking about negotiations. We are focused on negotiations. That's what we're focused. The president's made that clear. If that changes, it'll be obvious to everyone, and obviously, whatever the law requires us to do, we'll do. Look, doing a deal with Iran is not easy. I said it yesterday, I'll repeat it again today. I mean, we have to understand that Iran ultimately is governed, and its decisions are governed by Shia clerics, radical Shia clerics, okay? These people make policy decisions on the basis of pure theology. That's how they make their decisions. So it's hard to do a deal with Iran. We've always said it's hard, but we're going to try. That's what the president is trying. I'm not going to prejudge those talks. I'm certainly not going to negotiate with Iran here in front of the press and on the stage. Our negotiators are on their way there now. They'll have meetings. We'll see what happens. We're hopeful there's a deal. The president always prefers peaceful outcomes and negotiated outcomes to things. He's a president that's shown his willingness to talk to anyone and meet with anyone. And I think if there's an opportunity here to diplomatically reach an agreement that addresses the things we're concerned about, we would be very open and welcoming to that. But I don't want to overstate it either. It's going to be hard. I mean, we're dealing, it's been very difficult for anyone to do real deals with Iran because we're dealing with radical Shia clerics who are making theological decisions, not geopolitical ones. But let's see what happens. I hope it works out. We all hope it works out.